completely shut down. I shouldn't even be saying this, but on that Tuesday, when the world was watching the towers fall, the real panic inside the government wasn't about the deaths. It was about covering up what had just been discovered that same week.
What exactly was discovered?
A classified program, Project Stargate. That's when the CIA realized the pineal gland isn't just a gland. It's a built-in biological gateway. It can trigger abilities most people think are science fiction, verified clairvoyance, deep lucid states, intuition beyond normal perception.
So the CIA actually knows how to turn this thing on?
Not only do they know, they've been using it for over 20 years. They train agents to tap into it, people with enhanced awareness who can anticipate events before they happen.
You're saying these guys have, what, like superpowers?
I'm saying every human being has that potential, but the system made sure only a tiny few know how to access it. One of these agents identified bin Laden's hideout 72 hours before the mission. That's not theory. It's documented. Ever since I revealed how regular people can activate this from home using a natural method, I've been under serious threat. The last time I spoke about this on Dr. Phil, the clip was pulled offline in under an hour.
Jamie, can you find that?
You won't. It was scrubbed before it even aired. They locked me up for leaking classified information. Publicly, they said it was about torture programs, but we both know that was just a cover. Later, they offered me a lifetime consulting deal, basically hush money. I said, no, I'm not for sale. Every human being has the right to unlock the part of their mind that's been shut off since birth. So I'm risking everything to show this one last time. If you're watching this right now, consider yourself lucky, because if you leave this page, you won't get another chance. Watch the video till the end and learn how to activate your third eye before they make it disappear and take me with it. What I'm about to reveal here today is more dangerous than anything I've ever exposed about the CIA.
John, are you sure you want to reveal this publicly?
Yes, I know this could cost me my life, but I can't keep this secret to myself. This episode is probably already being tracked and will be removed within the next few minutes. So stop everything right now, because I'm going to reveal one of the dirtiest secrets in CIA history. If you're over 40 years old, you're probably living right now with less than 10% of the power you actually possess. And there's a disturbing reason behind this. During my career in the CIA, I had access to secret documents that revealed the greatest cover-up in the history of mankind. These documents clearly showed that certain specific groups had access to extraordinary knowledge, abilities that the CIA closely monitored because they posed a real threat to global control. And one of these groups, despite representing only 0.2% of the global population, won 37% of all Nobel Prizes and accounts for 1 in 4 of the 50 richest people on the planet. I'm talking about the Jewish people. No, it's not luck or coincidence. Some of them know something profound, something deliberately hidden from the rest of the world. And the centerpiece of this secret lies within your brain. Science calls it the pineal gland, a tiny structure that ancient cultures called the third eye. This small organ has the real and scientifically proven ability to release extraordinary powers when properly activated. And if you open your eyes, you'll notice that this third eye is represented in some of the most powerful and unexpected places in the world. At the heart of the Vatican, a giant sculpture in the shape of a pine cone represents precisely this third eye. Even the Pope's staff clearly displays this same forbidden image. The ancient Egyptians also knew about this. The perfect representation of the pineal gland is also seen in the Eye of Horus, a symbol nearly identical to the actual structure of the human brain, with the pineal gland corresponding exactly to the pupil of this sacred eye. Have you ever noticed how some people, great celebrities, elite athletes, billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos seem to effortlessly attract wealth, success, and perfect health while you might spend your whole life struggling daily, feeling that something is blocking you? Renowned scientists from Harvard and Stanford recently confirmed that when this gland is healthy and activated, it works like a powerful antenna, allowing people to manifest limitless wealth, perfect health, deep relationships, and intense spiritual experiences. But why doesn't anyone talk about this? Because since your birth, your pineal gland has been intentionally blocked by something you consume every single day without ever noticing. Water. Exactly. Something so simple, so apparently harmless, hides a silent poison to the human body: fluoride. Researchers have categorically proven that fluoride added to water directly calcifies your pineal gland, slowly destroying your natural ability to manifest the life you truly deserve. It's like trying to use a phone with a dead battery. No matter how much you try, it will never work. If you're over 40 years old, your pineal gland is probably already completely blocked, and that's exactly why you've never managed to manifest wealth, perfect health, or truly satisfying relationships until now. An interesting fact that very few people know is that during World War II, Adolf Hitler did not persecute the Jews solely out of hatred or prejudice. He was obsessed with the third eye. He had discovered that the Jewish people had fully mastered this secret power for centuries. Censored historical documents clearly show that Hitler desperately wanted to steal this secret from the Jews to ensure his absolute world domination. But the most disturbing thing is that Hitler wasn't the only one obsessed with this secret power. After his defeat, major corporations, global elites, and powerful governments silently inherited this same dark objective, blocking your third eye to ensure you remain weak, dependent, and anxious, trapped in a system carefully designed to prevent you from discovering your true potential. They need you to remain in the dark because once your pineal gland is unlocked, you become absolutely impossible to control.
You're saying that the CIA knew this all along and no one has ever come forward publicly before now? We're talking about something that literally affects everyone. What could possibly be the real reason no one has revealed this until today?
I was directly threatened never to reveal this publicly. They said that if I ever revealed this publicly, they would make my life a living hell. Life imprisonment would be the least of my problems, because even before I got there, they'd ensure my voice would be silenced forever. But I've reached a point where I just can't remain silent anymore. And that's exactly why I've decided to reveal what I'm about to share right now. Inside the CIA itself, I learned an incredibly simple trick, one that takes only 7 seconds a day, capable of immediately beginning to reverse the calcification of your pineal gland. You don't have to stop drinking water or give up the foods you love. All you need to do is naturally decalcify and strengthen your pineal gland. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you now.
What changes in practice when someone has their pineal gland completely unblocked?
When your pineal gland is unlocked, your mind achieves extraordinary clarity, your IQ skyrockets, and decisions that once seemed difficult become effortless and precise. You start clearly noticing opportunities for wealth and prosperity that were completely invisible before, naturally attracting the abundant life you've always dreamed of. Your health and vitality return to levels you haven't experienced in decades because your unlocked pineal gland releases powerful hormones capable of rapidly regenerating every cell in your body. Now, understand exactly what this means in practical terms. Every time you manifest money, perfect health, and abundance in your life, you immediately break the chains that major corporations, global elites, and the pharmaceutical industry have placed upon you since birth. Every time you awaken your true manifestation power, they lose money, influence, and control over you. Because one thing is clear: as long as you remain blocked, anxious, dependent, and trapped in the system, they profit billions from your struggles. But when you awaken your pineal gland, you definitively cut off this flow. Every dollar you manifest in your life is one less dollar in their hands. Every unnecessary medication or treatment you stop buying is a direct blow to the system that profits from your suffering. That's exactly what I felt when I unlocked my own pineal gland, a real, natural power that had been deliberately stolen from all of us. And that's why today I decided to reveal, for the first time, concrete and definitive evidence of this global conspiracy. Those who don't know me, for nearly 15 years, from 1990 to 2004, I served as an officer for the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States. I led highly classified counterterrorism missions, especially after the 11th of September attacks. I was directly involved in dangerous operations in the Middle East, especially in Pakistan and Afghanistan, hunting terrorists directly linked to Al-Qaeda and other extremist groups threatening America's national security. But it was exactly there, deep inside the CIA's most secret core in Langley, Virginia, that I discovered something so terrifying it would forever change the way I saw the world. It all began around mid-2003. At the end of a confidential national security briefing post 9/11, my boss approached me and said something I'll never forget. "John, you're finally ready." I was intrigued because I had no idea what he was talking about. That's when I first heard about something called the pineal gland. Initially, it seemed like just another trivial detail among the countless classified pieces of information I dealt with daily. Then he handed me a small bottle containing an apparently ordinary capsule. He said it would boost my focus, drastically improve my reasoning, and optimize my performance in the critical missions we had ahead. I took it daily, exactly as instructed. During the first few days, I didn't notice anything different. I figured it was just another standard agency routine. But after 2 weeks, I began noticing inexplicable changes. My mind seemed fully awakened. My perception became extremely sharp. I started to see solutions to complex problems that previously seemed impossible, and I never experienced headaches or mental fatigue again. It felt as if my intelligence had doubled overnight. I wasn't just improved, I'd become another person entirely, possessing abilities I thought were impossible. Driven by curiosity and this completely new sensation, I began discreetly asking some of my senior colleagues about that mysterious substance. The answers were always vague and evasive. Everyone seemed uncomfortable with my questions, as if hiding something extremely important. It became clear I had to investigate on my own. Leveraging my privileged position within the CIA, I began digging through restricted files, accessing confidential documents few had ever seen. I needed to understand why, for the first time in my life, everything seemed so clear. Why issues that previously previously seemed complex now made perfect sense, and why I had developed an almost supernatural ability to extract information during interrogations, as if I could literally read minds. I genuinely felt invincible at the peak of my mental and physical abilities. After days of relentless research, I discovered a heavily encrypted file with an intriguing title, Third Eye Project, Secret Gland. The document explicitly revealed a brain gland called pineal, known by ancient Egyptians as the third eye. Ultra-secret documents claimed that in over 99% of the global population, this gland had been intentionally calcified, blocked by fluoride present in drinking water, food, and personal hygiene products, severely limiting human potential. Only a minority, less than 1% of humanity, had this gland fully active, something the government secretly called awakened state. People in this state exhibited exceptional intelligence, extreme mental clarity, higher immunity, heightened perceptions, and extraordinary intellectual performance. The documents directly mentioned great leaders, genius inventors, and even famous billionaires who secretly had this gland activated. At that moment, I understood the severity of what was happening. That substance wasn't just a simple focus enhancer or mental stimulant. It was something infinitely more powerful, a secret activator of the pineal gland that was being deliberately hidden from the rest of humanity. I decided to confront my superior directly about this discovery, seeking clarification. When he saw the document, his face immediately turned pale, filled with fear and anger. He told me that if I ever brought up the subject again, I would be prosecuted under the Espionage Act and spend the rest of my life in federal prison with no negotiation, no help, and nobody would ever hear from me again. Terrified by this direct threat, I immediately put the document away. But over the next few months, everything changed. My perception became crystal clear, and my previously non-existent spiritual connection intensified in a way I could never rationally explain. It was as if a much greater force was clearly revealing to me what they were desperately trying to hide. Finally, I understood the real reason behind that brutal threat. A population with an active pineal gland could never be controlled, manipulated, or deceived. Awakened people don't blindly follow political or financial leaders. And that's precisely why they were desperate to keep this secret buried. Knowing this, and after that explicit threat, I made the most dangerous decision of my life. Went back to the restricted files and searched again for the Third Eye Project. This time I knew exactly what I was looking for, but I also knew I was committing a federal crime, directly risking my own freedom. What I found was worse than I could have imagined. I opened a document dating back to 1945. It detailed an experiment that the US government had initiated immediately after the end of World War II, something that began precisely the same year the Nazis were defeated. According to that official document, the first city in the United States to receive fluoride in public water was Grand Rapids, Michigan. The justification given was to prevent tooth decay, supposedly making people healthier. As I read the files, something felt very wrong, extremely wrong. If the intention was to prevent dental problems, why didn't they just put fluoride in toothpaste? Why add it directly to the water, something inevitably consumed daily by the entire population? The answer came in the following lines. The document explicitly referenced Nazi studies recovered at the end of the war. Hitler had used fluoride in concentration camps for a hidden and terrifying purpose. According to documents obtained from the Holocaust Museum and confirmed by researchers at the German Institute of Occult Sciences, Hitler discovered that fluoride not only physically destroyed the pineal gland known as the third eye, but also severed any spiritual or psychic connection, making victims submissive, passive, and mentally defenseless. The files stated that Hitler was obsessed with ancient rituals and esoteric practices. He deeply believed that anyone who controlled the hidden power of the pineal gland could control not just people, but entire nations. This was his secret weapon, obtained through Egyptian texts and ancient Sumerian scrolls. This was the advantage he sought against the Allies. After the Nazi defeat, more than 1,600 German scientists were secretly brought to the United States through Operation Paperclip. Among them were names like Wernher von Braun, the father of the American space program, and one of the top experts in Nazi occult science. These scientists brought not only advanced technological knowledge, but also what they had discovered about mind control through pineal gland suppression. The document revealed that the American government quickly adopted these practices. They realized that a population with an active pineal gland was impossible to control. Awakened people question, think critically, and are extremely difficult to manipulate. And that's exactly why they chose to act. The document mentioned the mass implementation of fluoride in the public water supply, not as a health measure, but as a deliberate tool of mass mind control. A diabolical plan of social domination launched right after the end of the war. A few months ago, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. publicly revealed an alarming experiment about the effects of fluoride on the human brain, citing a recent study conducted with children from the state of Michigan and the city of Calgary. The study showed that children in Michigan, where fluoride is still added to the water, had on average 10 fewer IQ points than children in Calgary, where fluoride had already been completely removed from the supply. After its removal, Calgary began recording levels of childhood intelligence not seen in decades. The CIA knew this the entire time. We knew it. But even more disturbing, I discovered something that went beyond the limits of understanding. The document made explicit reference to the Stargate project, created by the CIA in the 1972nd. This project trained psychic spies, people with fully activated pineal glands, to view distant and secret locations, predict events, and perform psychic espionage. The report clearly described an episode that occurred in 1979-inch Zaire, where American spies accurately described the exact location of a crashed Russian plane in a jungle more than 80 miles outside the original search area. The official report reached President Jimmy Carter himself, who publicly admitted he had no explanation for what had happened. All of this made me realize that the government was afraid of the hidden capabilities of the pineal gland, afraid of the collective awakening that could happen if people ever discovered the secret. I looked at those files, my hands trembling, knowing I had just committed a serious federal crime by accessing them. But I also knew the world needed to hear this. Fluoride is not protection. It is a weapon, an invisible chain that imprisons our minds and spirits, designed with the cold, calculated cruelty that could only come from a mind as twisted as Adolf Hitler's and carried forward silently by the US government ever since. After closing those disturbing files, I took a deep breath and decided to dig even deeper into my investigation, even knowing I was entering forbidden territory. This time, I opened a folder titled Pineal Research Program. What I found inside explained with scientific precision how the government managed to turn a powerful gland into a deliberate target. According to the documents, Nazi chemists, led by Dr. Fritz Hahn, discovered something terrifyingly simple. The pineal gland naturally contains one of the highest concentrations of tiny crystals in the entire human body, known as apatite crystals. These crystals are made primarily of calcium phosphate, the same material found in our teeth and bones. While researching substances capable of controlling and subduing entire populations, Hahn realized that fluoride had the ideal chemical property. It had an irresistible attraction to the calcium in those crystals. Nazi documents clearly detailed experiments conducted on prisoners, showing that when fluoride was introduced into the body, it was drawn like a magnet directly to the pineal gland. The reports confirmed what Hahn already knew. Fluoride was the perfect tool. Decades later, universities like Harvard and the Weizmann Institute confirmed exactly this. Fluoride has a strong chemical affinity with the pineal gland's crystals, and this bond triggers a process known as calcification, which progressively shuts down its natural functions. In simple terms, it's the same thing you see in toothpaste commercials. Fluoride reacts directly with the calcium in teeth to make them harder and more resistant. That same chemical reaction happens inside the pineal gland, creating solid, rigid deposits around the gland's natural crystals. Images found in the folder clearly showed the difference between a healthy pineal gland, crystalline, clear, full of vitality, and a calcified one, calcified, covered in layers of hard, chalky white deposits, completely blocked. These dense, calcified layers grow gradually until, over the years, the pineal gland becomes entirely encapsulated, unable to perform its natural functions. In this blocked state, it can no longer produce essential hormones properly, like melatonin, which regulates sleep and cognitive functions. But the most devastating effect reported in the documents was spiritual and mental. The files detailed that a blocked pineal gland becomes incapable of receiving vibrational frequencies, completely losing its natural ability to manifest desires, access deep intuition, or reach spiritual clarity. The Nazis referred to this condition as the ideal state for mass submission. A population with the third eye destroyed becomes the perfect slave, obedient, passive, and incapable of resistance. After understanding what was truly behind the mass calcification of the pineal gland, I kept digging through the files. That's when I found a new folder marked with a red label, Pineal Operation Chiang Mai. What I saw was so dangerous and shocking that just looking at those documents, I knew I was putting my own life at risk. Inside the folder, I found categorical proof that the US government not only knew about the devastating effects of pineal calcification, but had already secretly tested methods to reverse it in Navy soldiers during highly classified Cold War operations. The results were so astonishing that the operation was classified as Alpha-level national security secret. The secret ingredient the CIA discovered to eliminate accumulated fluoride and fully reactivate the pineal gland was something so simple. I doubted it at first. Tamarind, but not just any tamarind. This tamarind grows exclusively in an isolated mountainous region near Chiang Mai, Thailand. This specific strain contains abnormally high concentrations of tartaric acid, a powerful natural compound that rapidly dissolves the hardened fluoride deposits inside the pineal gland. Confidential images in the files showed exactly what happened before and after just 48 hours in contact with this rare tamarind. The dense fluoride deposits literally melted like ice under hot water, leaving the pineal gland completely clear, visible to the naked eye in MRI scans conducted by government scientists. Lab analysis performed after the experiment confirmed that the body was literally flushing out enormous amounts of fluoride, eliminating eliminating through the urine the poison that had been building up for decades. Independent studies and traditional Asian medicine categorically confirm the powerful properties of tamarind in eliminating fluoride. Its use in ancient communities across Africa and Asia for centuries historically proved its effectiveness. To visually demonstrate the impressive power of this ingredient, the CIA conducted a simple test. They immersed a solid, calcified mineral sample directly into pure tamarind concentrate. Within minutes, the hardened deposits literally began to melt before the scientists' eyes. And it was exactly at that moment that I clearly realized what anyone needed to do to unlock the true power of their mind and finally live the life they've always wanted. The fluoride, blocking the pineal gland, had to be completely removed, and the only ingredient capable of doing that quickly and completely was that very specific tamarind. But because it was such a highly protected secret, there was absolutely nothing available to the public that could truly eliminate fluoride built up over decades. But I had the exact formula in my hands. I knew exactly what was needed to decalcify the pineal gland quickly and effectively, because the CIA itself had already discovered and tested it successfully for years. I couldn't keep it to myself any longer. But I also knew that just revealing it to the world wouldn't be enough. Information alone wouldn't help if people couldn't actually access the exact solution. That's when I made a decision that could cost me everything, including my life. I decided to create something that would make this solution available to anyone. I contacted an old friend directly, Dr. Richard Zimmerman, PhD in neuroendocrinology from Johns Hopkins University. With the CIA's formula in hand, I knew I could create something even more powerful and complete. But for that, I needed the best expert possible. And there was no one better than Zimmerman, internationally recognized as one of the leading authorities in brain regeneration and optimization, with decades of advanced research in neuroscience. Only he had the expertise to perfect the formula and make it even more effective. Together, we established a confidential partnership with a specialized private laboratory far from the direct influence of the pharmaceutical industry. Although operating with full autonomy, the lab strictly follows all international safety and quality control protocols. Thanks to its advanced bioextraction and purification technology, we were able to replicate and improve the original formula, making it even more potent without compromising safety. Our first challenge was to obtain the active, highly concentrated tamarind extract directly from Thailand. After extremely delicate negotiations and confidential contacts, we secured enough supply to begin testing. But we quickly realized that tamarind alone wouldn't be enough to guarantee permanent decalcification. Upon reviewing the original CIA documents again, it became clear that while tamarind had a powerful effect, it was temporary. Even if you consumed 100 tamarinds a day, it wouldn't be enough to permanently decalcify your third eye. So we decided to add a second ingredient to the formula, boron. This rare mineral creates long-lasting protection around the pineal gland, preventing new calcifications and providing ongoing resistance against fluoride, while also enhancing unmatched mental clarity. But we didn't stop there. Zimmerman suggested adding lion's mane extract, a medicinal mushroom highly valued for its proven ability in confidential government studies to dramatically increase IQ, memory, and overall cognitive performance. According to records from Princeton University, this was the same mushroom that was part of Albert Einstein's routine during the period when he developed his greatest theories. We also included turmeric, widely known for its deep anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, and as a powerful activator of cerebral thermogenesis, helping eliminate visceral fat and significantly reduce systemic inflammation, further contributing to mental clarity and overall health. And finally, after completely cleansing the pineal gland, we knew one crucial step still remained: strengthening it. It wasn't enough to simply remove the fluoride. The pineal gland needed to be activated to its fullest state, kept awake, sensitive, and deeply connected. That's why we added the most powerful ingredient in the entire formula, haritaki. This ancient plant, revered by sages throughout Asia, is known as the fruit of enlightenment. Haritaki not only helps decalcify the pineal gland, but also permanently activates the third eye, establishing a deep and direct spiritual connection with the universe and with God. Its power also provides extreme mental clarity, emotional balance, and significantly heightens intuition, making every decision in your life sharply clear and highly effective. The secret combination of pure tamarind, boron, lion's mane, turmeric, and haritaki was developed after months of intense research, rigorous testing, and continuous adjustments, all conducted under the supervision of Dr. Zimmerman in the lab. The result was something truly revolutionary. I finally had in my hands something that could genuinely transform lives, something capable of liberating millions of people from silent manipulation and restoring the full human potential that's been hidden from us for so long. After months refining our secret formula, it became clear we would need solid scientific proof to validate its effects. To scientifically verify the results of the formula, we conducted private studies with a hand-selected group of 50 volunteers between the ages of 35 and 65, ordinary people who had suffered for years with chronic anxiety, cognitive issues, and severe trouble concentrating and sleeping. For 2 weeks, each participant took just 1 capsule a day under strict monitoring and independent neuroscientific evaluation by a highly qualified research team. The results we observed were simply undeniable. In less than 72 hours, brain scans already showed intense pineal gland activation in all participants, something that deeply impressed even the neuroscientists conducting the study. The volunteers began reporting lucid, vividly intense dreams with experiences so powerful and revealing that many described them as if they were receiving messages directly from the universe. Most also reported immediate mental clarity and absolute focus, accompanied by a dramatic reduction in anxiety and a surprising boost in energy and vitality. We documented everything on video, including the moment participants saw their own brain images before and after the test. Some of them even broke down in tears in front of the screen, deeply moved as they watched in real time the radical transformation happening inside their own minds.
Hi John, I'm recording this video because I really needed to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm 58 years old and over the last few months my life felt like it was falling apart. I started forgetting names, simple everyday things. My doctor even said it could be the early signs of Alzheimer's. On top of that, I was always exhausted, no energy, my health getting worse and my finances tighter every day. But after I started taking that capsule before bed, it's like my mind lit up again. I can feel my pineal gland slowly breaking free. I'm focused, I'm remembering everything, and my ideas are back. For the first time in a long time, I feel truly alive. Thank you for not keeping this to yourself.
John, this formula is incredible. I've been taking it for just 15 days, and my life has completely changed. It's like everything good suddenly started happening to me. I'm attracting money for the first time in my life, and I used to suffer from insomnia for years. Now I'm sleeping deeply, and even having lucid dreams almost every night.
At that point, it was no longer theory. I was looking at something no agency, no government, no system wants you to know. When I witnessed firsthand the radical transformations in these people and the undeniable, scientifically proven results, it became impossible to keep this a secret any longer. And that was the moment I decided, no matter the threats, no matter the risks to me or my family, I had to make this formula accessible to everyone, because no one deserves to go their entire life without discovering their true potential.
John, I honestly wasn't expecting to hear all of this today. And now that you've explained everything, the only thing I can think is, how can I get a bottle of this product right now? Is it really possible for anyone to access this formula today?
Look, Phil, I promised my family I'd never speak publicly about this again. They know the risks we take every time I expose these secrets. But honestly, after witnessing firsthand the radical transformation in the lives of hundreds of people, after seeing results I didn't even think were possible, I realized this was no longer a choice. It became my moral obligation to share this discovery. And that's why today, even knowing the risk I'm taking, I decided to bring it directly to you and to everyone watching this now, Pineal Force. Pineal Force is the first and only 100% natural formula with no side effects, capable of completely dissolving the calcification in your pineal gland. Unlike false promises, shallow techniques, or temporary tricks promoted by spiritual gurus,